Thanks for staying with us. Informal traders across the country are calling on law enforcement agencies to provide protection on Monday as the EFF plans to shut down South Africa. The sector of business is always hardest hit at times of protest. The South African Informal Traders Forum says it will be business as usual for them come Monday, while calling for demonstrators to march peacefully. For more on this, we're now joined by Phaaloh, who's the General Secretary of the South African Informal Traders Forum. A very good evening to you. Welcome to Newzroom Afrika. You're saying it'll be business as usual, but we know that over the years, observing the impact of protests, informal traders have been hardest hit.
Good evening, my sister. Thanks for inviting us. Yes, it is. It is. I mean, look, it's not the first time. It's not the first march. It's not the first shutdown. Yesterday in Tshwane, for an example, it was business as usual to us. There was a big march that was organized by African Informal Congress. We have our own way of organizing ourselves and make sure that we are not victims of hooligans and those who happen to go out of the way to disturb our businesses. I believe the organizers of the march on Monday, when they are speaking of business people, they are not involving us because we're not. We are the very marginalized people who happen to survive by from hand to mouth kind of a thing. So we can't afford a day whereby we cannot make business. So that's what the reason we took the stance that on Monday it will be business as usual. And we are used to this thing. And we know how to react into all these things. So we are ready.
So you say you have your own way of organizing yourself as informal traders. How are you going to be doing that?
You know, normally we do that. In a normal march, there will be a specific street or a gathering place whereby the marchers will be passing by. We will always be available if ever we've got members on such streets. We will always be around that area and make sure that we are guarding our members so that there's no one who's coming to our businesses. That's the same thing that we'll be doing on Monday, specifically in places like CBD, your city of Tshwane, your city of eThekwini, and the city of Johannesburg, and Cape Town also. So we make sure that we guard our businesses. No one is coming to loot or do anything. If ever they are doing that, we simply speak to them and talk to them and make sure that they are not doing that. And we've been doing that successfully in the past years. You will remember there was once a march that was chaotic, that was organized by COSAS, whereby we ended up having a meeting with the former MEC of Education in Gauteng, Panyaza. Those are the things that we are used, and we're surviving.
Have you had any other meetings ahead of this shutdown in terms of really ensuring that informal traders are indeed able to operate and have business as normal ahead of the march?
We did. We met among ourselves because we wish to engage with the organizers so that we can understand what is happening. But it's unclear and it's very difficult to plan nicely when you don't know the route that is going to be taken by marchers. If ever then it's a protest, it's very importantly they can't be protesting in every street. So definitely then there's more chances that we will be trading on the other side peacefully. They will be gathering wherever that they're gathering, whatever that they will be banning or whatever. But what we understand, according to what we hear from the media and these people when they are addressing, is that there is no meeting point. There is nowhere they will be marching. Wherever that those who want to be part of the protest should protest wherever they are. Of which we believe that wherever that we're making business, there will be no one who's interested to disrupt business in wherever our members are trading. So we believe that we are ready, and tomorrow we'll be meeting to make sure that we're touching up the last things that we can do and make sure that when it comes to Monday, our members, they've got enough stock. If ever they can't go to the market on Monday, they must stock as enough as they can tomorrow, so that on Monday it's business as usual. They can't be saying the market is closed or something.
Yeah. Is it any sort of reassurance that, we've heard the police speaking out, saying that no lawlessness will be accepted and that officers are encouraged to ensure that they act against criminality, that it's their duty. I mean, Police Minister Bheki was talking about that. Is that some encouragement that at least there will be some form of protection when it comes to how the informal traders will be operating on Monday?
Not necessarily, because every March it will have police, your officers, and people that they call marshals. But we always experience some people who are trying to loot on us. So we don't know now. We don't see anything special about what is the law clusters are trying to plan with this. We don't know. It might happen that they will make it worse, because we don't know what are they going to be reacting, and it might push our members to be affected and ending up to closing. But then we will look, as we are saying, we are ready. Tomorrow we will have our last planning meeting, and then we will take it from there. We will engage on those. If ever there is enough policemen on the street, well, that's good for us. If ever they are not fighting among themselves, that's even better. But we hope that it won't end into that.
Yeah, I'm hoping that with this last question, the connection will be more stable. Are you, as informal traders, just in the interactions you've had amongst yourselves, concerned at all that violence may break out and, traders may find themselves in a vulnerable position? Is that a concern at all?
I lost you a little bit there,
okay.
But what I can say, we as informal traders, we've got members of EFF, we've got members of Democratic Alliance, we've got members of multi-party that it's happening in South Africa. It's democracy. Even those people, they feel like going and be part and support their political parties. They are free to do that, but they know very well that they shouldn't disturb our members. Our members, unfortunately, they are not protected as every other business it's happening. There's no one who's talking about our business, even in the cluster. Even if you see the tours that the minister is doing, he's not coming to talking to informal traders and think about them. They go to your big businesses. They are worried about looting and burning of stores and everything. So there's no one who's worried about us. And we know, my sister, these are politicians. This is a campaign. Always when the election season is opening, we experience these issues and we become victims. So we've learned the lessons. So we know how to push ourselves. We try to be very independent as much as we can so that we don't mix business and politics. And yes, they will always say stuff about us and all that, and the way they care, the way they know us and all those stuff. Only after 5 years, after 5 years. That's only when we hear about that and from them. So we know whatever that's happening in Monday, it's all about politics.
And what I was trying to get to was that with the informal traders going out and ensuring business as usual come Monday, in your conversations and discussions as business people, are you at all concerned? Is there any sort of hesitation or fear that things could get out of hand, violence could break out? Is that something that has been considered?
The only thing that is making us to think about that now is the way the security cluster is reacting to what is going to happen on Monday. If failure to do that or without that, we are not concerned at all, because we are taking what I'm saying to you. In Swane, we had a march. We knew how to do. We organized ourselves, and our members continued. They were working. Now, we don't know what will happen between the security cluster and the marchers or the protesters. That's only what makes us to be a little bit worried. But I mean, even then, as I'm saying, tomorrow we will address on that in our meeting and see how do we take care of that. If ever, then unfortunately we are forced or we are affected in a way that we are forced to close down the shops, we will do so. But we understand, again, there's no way that there will be protests the entire day. There will be, if ever they start, for an example, at 9 o'clock, around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, all things will be cooling down, and our members, they'll go back and make money.
Yeah.
Because on Tuesday, it's a holiday. People, they must get more stock so that when they are indoors, they can be able to enjoy with the families.
And how important are days like this? I mean, long weekends for informal traders in terms of, pushing profits and generating a good income?
It always works for us because everybody's at home. Like, look, from Monday, kids are around, they're roaming around, they will be supporting, they buy snacks, they buy your fruit and veg. On Tuesday, almost everybody's at home, they're enjoying their holidays, so they're indulging in most of whatever that we're trading on. So it's always a business as usual, and we always enjoy when it is holiday, whereby everybody is getting a chance to go around, roaming around in town or in a township, to go and buy whatever that they don't have, without going very far, because we know your big markets will be closed because it's a holiday. So it's an advantage and our chance to make sure that we take advantage of every holiday that we have in the country.
Very well. Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing that with us. That was South African Informal Traders Forum General Secretary Brian Phaaloh.